What's up guys, as you know I love the Warmind Cells, I love everything about them, I love the builds we can make, but the thing about it is this season a lot of the builds are revolving around this artifact perk right here, Tyrant Surge, and once the season's over and we have a new artifact next season, that will no longer be in the game, so we're gonna have to rely on a lot of Seraph weapons to get Warmind Cells, but thankfully we also have this mod right here, Wrath of Rasputin, where solar splash damage final blows have a chance to create Warmind Cells, so this will be one of the best ways of doing Warmind Cell builds after the season once we no longer have Tyrant Surge. So in this video we will be showing how to get this mod, what it works with, and also a few cool builds right off the bat. So to get this you just have to do the Moon Seraph Tower event, then open the Warmind chest. The first 4 times you will get 4 mods. It will be the same 4 mods for everyone in the world. The order will be different, but eventually you will get this mod. And looking at what this works with, first it works with Sunshot with the exotic perk Combustion. Every single time it does that little chain of solar explosions, it can proc this mod perk and create a Warmind Cell, which is very nice because this is one of the best exotic primaries in the game for PvE, if not one of the best primaries in general. So that's gonna be a super solid choice after the season. Then another one will be MARTYR'S Retribution, which is a grenade launcher, which is also very good for PvE ad clear. It pretty much does a little thermite grenade every single time you shoot it. And just like Sunshot, it can proc these Warmind Cells using this mod, which is also very nice. Another one I found was Ace of Spades Firefly, also works too, which is very good and a pretty solid choice. And that led me to test if Dragonfly with solar weapons works, and once again it does work also, which is very good because there's all kinds of solar weapons in the game with Dragonfly, so that opens the door for all kinds of builds in the future. Which also means on Warlock you can use Chromatic Fire, which takes any kinetic weapon and gives it Dragonfly in the element of the equipped subclass. So if you have a solar subclass on, then use any kinetic weapon. Obviously a lot of the hand cannons will work best. Every single time you get a precision kill, it will also do a Dragonfly Firefly like effect, and as long as you're on a solar subclass, that can proc this mod. A few other exotics I found were Skyburner's Oath also works. The gun is terrible, so it's not gonna be a good idea, but it does work. And we also have Polaris Lance, which does work every single time you get 4 crits. The 5th bullet will be like an explosion canister. Then also the catalyst on this weapon is Dragonfly, and since this weapon is solar, that means that will also proc the perks. So Polaris Lance actually has 2 different ways of proccing this mod, which will make it a very good option for these builds in future seasons. Then we also have 1000 Voices, which obviously works because, I mean, it is like the most solar explosion weapon in the game, so that is expected. Then another one I found that works is also Xenophage, which is actually pretty interesting because this weapon is actually not too bad for DPS now. I'll probably make a video about it at some point, but that's also cool that it works with these mods. Then we also have all of the solar abilities, grenades, melee abilities, and supers. All those pretty much work also, just like the arc ones. So looking at 2 builds I made for this video really quick. Obviously in future seasons there will be more and more solar builds. Right now I'm focusing a lot on the arc ones because that is what the season is about, but let's look at 2 really cool ones on solar. First starting with Sunbracers on Warlock, then we have Global Reach, then we also have Wrath of Rasputin, and those are pretty much the only mods you need. Then I'm using Top Tree Dawnblade for the ability to stay in the air, then also have a ranged melee attack. And pretty much what I do is just consume my grenade to float forever, throw my ranged melee attack to proc Sunbracers, throw 5 grenades, and just rinse and repeat. And every single time you get a solar final blow with the solar grenades or your melee attack, there's a chance of proccing the Wrath of Rasputin mod, which means you get a Warmind Cell. Then you shoot Warmind Cell, rinse and repeat over and over again, and this build is really cool. It's pretty much the same thing as my ultimate Warlock build from last season, just now with Warmind Cells. So that's gonna be a really good solar build for Warmind Cells in the future. Another one on Titan I found was ASHEN Wake, which makes your fusion grenades explode on impact. Then the new buff they received is every single time you get a fusion grenade kill, you get grenade energy back. And if you pair that with Middle Tree Solar with Roaring Flames ×3, what you can do is get up to Roaring Flames ×3, which is going to be a huge increase for your solar ability damage. And that'll make these grenades hit for a lot of damage and have a huge radius. And every single time you kill enemies, you get your grenade back. As long as you kill 1 boss or ultra, you get it back. If you kill 2 majors, you also get it back. Then if you kill 4 red bars, you also get your full grenade back. So this is going to be very good for ad clear. You can pretty much chain your grenade forever. Then also every single time you get final blows, it can also spawn in the Warmind Cells, which is very nice. And just in case if you don't get your grenade back or you mess up a throw, we can throw a few different mods on this build to make it even better. First, enhance Ash's assets because we're going to be getting a lot of grenade final blows, so we'll get our super back a lot quicker with this. And we can also use this mod right here where we become Charge of Light by rapidly defeating multiple enemies with the explosion of a Warmind Cell. Then with our Charge of Light we use Firepower, which was a Season of Dawn mod, where we get a portion of our grenade back every single time we use it. Finally, slap on a Demolitionist weapon to get kills with, and you'll have your grenade back all the time. So this build is very very fun. It's all about spamming your fusion nades all the time. They do a lot of damage with Roaring Flames ×3. Their radius is huge. They spawn in Warmind Cells. Shooting those will clear out the rest of the room. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this build. It's very fun to use. It's very good damage versus ultras and things like that. These fusions chunk. And yeah, those are my 2 builds I made for this video. I'm sure as the season goes, I'll have a lot more new solar builds for you guys. But like I said, I'm going to focus on arc builds for a while because that is only lasts for this season. So it's important to find those builds first because they're going to last the next 80 to 90 days. Anyways, this mod's going to be very important in the future because of the fact that Seraph weapons just simply aren't the best. There are a few good ones, but they're not great. And this mod pretty much turns all kinds of other weapons into Seraph weapons. For example, Sunshot, any solar dragonfly weapon, which is huge. You can use something like Trust. I think there's a solar AR with dragonfly. I'm sure there's all kinds of solar weapons with dragonfly which will work really well with this. And you also have like 1k in xenophage for the power slot. There's just all kinds of things that you can do with this mod. Anyways, I think that's gonna be it for the video. Thanks for watching. Catch you guys next time.